It always steers off.
It's inevitable.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Archive podcast. Tonight is a very special night. We have my beautiful wife as our guest tonight. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Wait. Say it again.
Hi, everybody.
And and for the rest of the crew, we have Yadi, Justin, and Lola, as always.
Hello.
I am in a low mode today.
Seems that way.
Listen,
Chill pill.
we've been having audio issues, and it's insane. That's why I'm in a low mode, because I'm trying to not be too loud, which is very, very hard. Today, there's a very special episode. We are going to be talking about our go-to shows. They don't have to be nerdy. It's whatever you go to. You can just sit down and, you know what? I don't want to think too much today, so I want to watch this.
It's a lot of those for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep it with 5, and then we'll figure it out. So, since we have our special guest today,
Oh, no.
she's
No
going to go
pressure.
first.
You have the floor.
Oh,
can do it.
no. See, I've been thinking about this question since he brought it up to me yesterday. And I'm super lame because I'm like two ends of the spectrum. So it's like Gilmore Girls when I want to like not think about anything, or serial killer shows. So it's really like two different sides of the spectrum there.
Is that Dexter in there?
No, I actually don't like Dexter that much. I tried to get into it.
Shocking.
I really did.
Yeah,
But
same.
I just don't like the concept of the show, I guess. I want to see real, true life blood and gore,
Just
I guess.
real tragedy.
I mean, I guess so.
Based on a true story. If it doesn't say that, she's not interested.
If she
Pretty
can't
much.
Google it and find out their real names, it's not good.
That is absolutely factual. I have my serial killer book too, where I read the stories.
Wow.
It's a series.
Nice.
It's fine. It's very intriguing.
Lucy might want
I
to
am
believe.
scared. Listen,
That was not on
I'm
the
very
contract.
scared because I think it was. She might have slipped it in there. But I'm very scared because she knows how to hide a body,
I've watched.
and it's not. She didn't learn the to-dos as what not to do because they all got caught. So,
Yes.
so she knows what not to do,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be sleeping with a one eye open today because I am going to die soon, guys. If I die by murder, question her.
This has been recorded.
I feel like
so
she would make it look like an accident.
whoops, my bad.
He
Yeah.
slipped into
Oh
a
no,
knife
he
17 times.
slipped.
Hey.
How sad.
The lightsaber was open.
That's why he has no arms now.
He fell down some stairs.
So, since you said that you like Gilmore Girls, now going onto the opposite spectrum, what is your go-to show? Not episode, but show. Murder, mystery, whatever.
Well, I don't discriminate. Okay. It depends on the narrator. Honestly, that sounds so lame, but don't look at me like that, Paola.
I follow you. Just say you don't discriminate, but then your next words were like, it depends
Well-
on the narrator.
That's fair. Okay, so right now I'm in between two. I'm watching Dahmer and I'm watching Killer Cases. So I like ABC 2020. That's interesting. That's always one. I don't know. I watch so many.
She does.
I
It's
really do.
She sure do.
Every time there's a new one out, I have to watch it. It's my mother's fault. She watched them a lot while I was growing up, Law and Order and stuff like that. So
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah,
based on true events.
yeah. My mom wasn't like a Hallmark movie kind of woman. She was
You
full
see
on
that guy?
drama
He got
and crime.
murdered.
She liked the ones on Valentine's Day. Yachty. You said you have a lot, but we're gonna limit it to 5, and maybe at the end of the episode, if we have time,
If we have time, we'll go through the next 20. All right.
Yeah, sounds good.
My go-to always is The Office. I lost
Classic.
count of how many times I've watched it. It's definitely over 15 times. Parks and Rec. It's another go-to. When I finish The Office, I go straight to that. I go back and forth. How I Met Your Mother. As you can see, I go in this pattern of comedy because that's what just doesn't make me think of anything else besides laughing. What else I watch? I go also I go into now I started Brooklyn Nine-Nine and I want to rewatch it, and I just finished it last month.
I actually can see a pattern, and it's not comedy per se; it's dry comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For sure. Because Parks and Rec, and The Office, and what was the last one you said? Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
it's the
They're
same
all
director.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I guess I'm gonna stick with those 4 because that's. Did I say 4? Yes. I'm
That's
gonna
4.
stay with those. Yeah.
Justin, I know you have limited time to watch TV, but if you don't have anything else to watch, what do you go for?
Well, I mean, I'm an anime nerd. And so a lot of the stuff that I enjoy watching is animated stuff, especially from like the 90s, things like Trigun, Gundam Wing, Cowboy Bebop, and others in that particular genre. And you know, I always like going back to those whenever I can, when I actually have time. So like, say, as far as like comedy, I'd say Trigun would be more of a comedy, and that's always a fun one to go to. And then of course the more serious ones being like Bebop or Gundam Wing, and then let's see what are some other ones I like going to. The original Teen Titans. I actually have the full series on that one, though. That's always a really good one to go back to.
Yeah, not Teen Titan Goes or Teen
screw
Titans
that. Screw that. There ain't no way. That's
That's
not
a
Teen
garbage
Titans to me.
show. My youngest loves it, but I don't know.
Introduce her to the original. Maybe she'll change her mind.
I was gonna say, have you tried showing her the original?
I think Sophia would do that, but I don't think Jordan would. I don't think Jordan's into that genre, and I know that Sarah can agree to that because she's more Teen Titan Go type of person. Something that doesn't look like real life, and but it's the same little girl that will watch Deadpool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, best I can say is give it a shot. If she doesn't like it, she doesn't like it. You know, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, she doesn't have the attention span. If it's not on YouTube, she won't watch it. Yeah.
We don't talk about attention spans in this podcast.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
oh yeah.
None of us, none of the 5 have the attention span.
None of the 5.
I think Yachty has the most attention span
What?
out of all of us. because my beautiful wife, she can start something and she won't finish it, but I'm the same way. But I'm hyper focused on that thing for 10 minutes. If I don't finish in 10 minutes, I'm done. I'll move to something else. So, Lola,
Hello.
she said hello.
I like either superhero stuff or sciencey stuff. So like superhero stuff, obviously Marvel and all that stuff, or like Justin said, Teen Titans. But sciencey, which is what I always end up going back to, I would say like Between House, which is like sciencey medicine, but not really. Or Fringe, which is based on Fringe science. One of my favorite shows ever. That's it. It's
That's
the same
it.
3 shows.
Yeah, I always go back to Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Or when we had Netflix, The Office a lot. We had it on TV constantly. And which is funny because I didn't start watching it until I met Sarah. And Yadi had been trying to get me into the show for years, but we were always apart, so he never sat down and sit down and watch this.
Was it that short attention span?
Yeah.
Well,
If someone doesn't tell me,
I always had
Force
it on
you.
though.
Watch this.
that's what Sarah does to me.
And if you're not paying attention, she brings out the like torture tools.
But are they torturing?
That's up to you, dude.
I'm into all that.
Gross.
Don't worry about it. No one else is listening.
I'm just gonna.
I was about to say if that's
Scooch on out.
if that's your thing, that's your thing. Nobody's gonna. I would assume nobody here is gonna judge.
No, I'm gonna judge hard.
Oh, one person.
But it's
at
also
least.
my job. It's also my job to judge.
You do it well.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're so welcome.
It's in the sister contract. Judge, be a bitch about it.
Where is that sister contract?
I see your brother.
Well, by association. My mom must have that somewhere. Maybe it
judge?
washed out in the hurricane. Well, other than Dragon Ball and The Office, I like to go to the Gargoyles or
Ooh.
yeah, but it's on Disney Plus, so whenever I get a chance, I go straight to that or Justice League, the animated series, and Justice League Unlimited.
Yep.
That one, it's like Batman the animated series. Like if I can just sit down and watch all those all the time, and I don't have to go to work or be a responsible father or responsible husband, I wouldn't get off the couch, and that's exactly what I'd be watching. No problem. So, now that we talked about the go-to shows, if you were to pick an episode of that show that gets you every time, or it's super exciting, I know you're all thinking, and this question wasn't in the cards. Well, Sarah went first last time, so we're gonna go with Lola.
I knew it. So from the Fringe show, there's a couple really good episodes that are my go-to. One of them being it's based on the MK Ultra that the CIA did at some point, as is written on the internet. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just a conspiracy theory. But
Please explain.
I'm going to explain. MK Ultra is supposed to be like back in the 60s or 70s, they fed a bunch of people LSD, and the idea was to unlock their brain and our full potential and all that stuff. And like develop telekinesis and telepathy and just like powers like you would see on superheroes. In this episode, it's basically a mad scientist that had too much money and too much power. And one of the things that he does is feed one specific lady a bunch of LSD to unlock her brain, and she can see stuff that belongs to another dimension. The reason why this is important is because his son is from another dimension. His son died, and he went to another dimension, got that kid, and raised them as his own. It's a really good show. Yeah, and it has all to do with like stuff like that. It's just basically a mad scientist that again was given too much power and too much money, and he just kind of went off on the world, including opening doors to different dimensions to steal children.
Having a lot of money it's a big issue, you know. So for
It's
those that are
not.
listening and have a lot of money, you can donate.
Well, here's the thing. It's not, but when you're that good of a scientist as they show him to be on the show, especially a man that's going through the grief of losing his son, shit goes down. You know what I
Pretty
mean?
much. The guy in that
Really
mental state
quickly,
does not.
especially when he drinks coffee.
Hmm?
The shit goes down.
You're dumb.
That
I
usually
said you're
happens when
dumb,
you
and
drink a
your
lot of
wife
coffee.
thought you're dumb.
Yes, I saw
Do you
it.
see her
I was
face?
just gonna say I didn't say anything. I just like rolled my eyes.
Yeah, and sighed very heavily.
Yeah, like I was saying, a guy in that mental state clearly doesn't think about the consequences of his actions, which, you know, goes back to, yeah, we could, but, you know,
Should you?
should we?
Right, and what that creates eventually, which they do towards the other seasons, is he rips a hole in time and space because he went to another dimension, and then they're trying to save both dimensions to not have them consume each other, and then
Sounds messy.
It is, but it's like I said, it's a really good show. There's a lot again of French science, and another cool thing is,
And ladies and gentlemen, that was English for you guys.
it's hard. Another cool thing is he was left in an asylum for like 15 years. So once he comes out of the asylum, he's even crazier, but like in a cute way, not in a crazy way. Well, he's always talking about milkshakes and like he gets a cow so he can have fresh milkshakes, even though that's not how that works.
That's so cute.
He's always talking about jelly beans and like, oh, this happened back in the day. You know, usual grandpa stuff.
Jesus
That's weird.
Christ.
That is weird. We went from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness style apocalyptic universe ending scenarios to makeshift milkshakes and cows.
Well, it's happening simultaneously. So, because while he's doing anything, he has an assistant named Astrid, which he calls Astro, and then he's like, Astrid, get the cow! Or Astro, bring me licorice! Or Astro, do you know that plays back in the day? And then she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, sir.
That's funny.
Well, I'm trying to solve the world's problem. Bring me a milkshake.
I want my milkshake.
He talks like that too.
I was just guessing. I've never seen that show.
Listen, in this house, we don't bring up Doctor Strange, okay?
We do not, nor the Winter Soldier.
But since
Too late.
since it was brought up, during the hurricane, we had a little game of Monopoly.
Ooh.
That's not wrong.
And the game of Monopoly was the Avengers edition.
Okay.
And instead of buying avenues and streets and things like that, you recruit the Avenger that's on that square or in that rectangle.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
It's really good, but be prepared to lose some friendships over it.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah,
say that sounds like
so
a friendship ender.
so
It was.
I was collecting left and right this side streets, and I collected Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, and I was very, very close to getting Doctor Strange, which is the one that I needed. And my wife decided that she was gonna land on him and recruit him.
Okay, so actually, basically, where Doctor Strange and Wong and that strip is right before you hit go. So the equivalent is like Park Ave, the boardwalk. It's the very expensive properties. So had he gotten Doctor Strange, he would have had the entirety of that color, and he would have annihilated all of us with we were gonna be broke.
We're just
So-
looking
I
for
did
is
it-
fucked.
So basically, I was looking out for myself, and I was looking out for you, Paola. So you remember that.
You know what? You say that, but then you bought Winter Soldier and cost me a lot of money. So
Okay, she never informed me that she wanted Winter Soldier. She
no, I
might have
did.
said
As soon
it,
as the
but-
game opened, I said, "Hey, I want Winter Soldier," and she's like, "Nah."
I'm so sorry. Were there shots involved or something like that?
Yeah, no, there was a bottle of tequila open.
Yeah,
at some
so
point or
there's
another
that.
during this game.
But he got me back because I wanted the strip, the very inexpensive strip, might I add, that involved Spider-Man, and I needed the Wasp, and he decided to just steal that from underneath me. So he's
Ooh.
smiling, but it wasn't pretty at the moment.
And mine was on purpose. I landed on that and I looked at her and I smiled and I said, because she was the bank. So I smiled at her and I handed her the money, even though I had barely any money,
Oh no.
but it was worth it. It was worth it.
I'm pretty sure that you got a reversal on some of your cards just so you could get the money to screw me over.
But it worked.
True vengeance, right there.
It's the Avengers, not the Prevengers.
We do our best work after the fact.
Monopoly Wars.
Yeah, dude, they should make that a show, or we could make that a segment at some point.
At some
Keep that
point,
in.
you mean like 4 episodes?
Before the band breaks up, because we're angry at each other.
Listen, that 4 episode is gonna be like when Frieza and Goku are fighting,
It's gonna take
and it lasts
forever.
for 4 hours of content. Well, it's 5 minutes.
Yep. I was about to
It
say,
was great.
speaking of friendship enders, is anybody up for some Mario Party?
Yes.
Alcohol as
I
well.
gotta get it.
I thought you were gonna say Uno because we played that too.
We also fought over that.
Oh,
We
Yeah,
fought
but I
over
won that
every
one,
game we
so-
played.
Yeah, Sarah won
Yeah,
that
you
one.
did. But it was well
Wow.
played. I gotta say, I was angry about it, but she did so good.
She got
Yeah,
us.
well, I lost every other game, so I had to be good at that one.
Nice.
Walk us through your last play. What were you thinking?
Please, please, please.
I was again thinking of annihilating you too, but basically, I had 2 cards left, and one of them was a wild. So I put it down and I called out a color that was not the one that I had left. So when it came back around to me, everybody was super confident. They're like, "Oh yeah, we screwed her over," and it was still the color that I had as my last card. And I put it down, and you should have seen their faces. Taking a picture. Fantastic.
I don't know about fantastic, but whatever.
Well, it was for someone else.
I think it was a really good play. I think she played us fucking too good.
I was very proud of myself.
Oh, it's definitely a smart play. I've done that a couple times myself.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't figure it out. They should have known she's not that stupid. But then again, maybe. Thanks, Paula.
You heard that?
Yeah, wait a second.
Well, I don't think it was that we thought that you were stupid. It's that we get all excited when we have a wild and we have the last color.
Yeah.
And you went the complete opposite route. Instead of getting excited, oh, hello. Instead of
I'm
getting
surprised
excited
it
over
took him-
your color.
Well, I'm surprised it took him this long to make it over here.
Sarah, it's not appropriate to show your pussy on camera.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Hey, don't talk about my wife like that.
How did we get here again?
It always steers off.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. So, Yadi shows.
Oh yeah, my favorite episode.
Oh man, yeah.
That's what I watch. Getting back into the subject. What would I rewatch over and over and over and over? Even though The Office is my favorite show, there's one episode in Parks and Rec that I could rewatch all day for a year or more. It's in season 3, episode 13, The Fight. It's I had to I did Google it. I don't know that by.
I thought you just gave us all the information that we needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this episode, you all have seen Parks and Rec?
No.
No.
Oh my
No.
god! I'm gonna send you guys this video because this is basically what you need to watch. Anyways,
The one episode.
The fight. They actually start fighting in this, obviously the fight episode, and one of them makes a drink called snake juice, like a liquor. He somehow got it to be sold in this club that he has connections in, and everybody gets like really fucked up, and it's just hilarious how they all are at the end of the night. One gets like dragged in the roof of the car because he cannot fit in the one car they were all driving. It's a whole mess. But
Oh wait, I have seen this.
you seen the Baba Booey?
No, but I do. They're in a club, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I have seen this actually.
It's so. I'm gonna send it right now so you guys can eventually watch it.
Yes.
But it's the best one. Maybe that will get you to watch the show.
Are they all that funny? All right.
The
Okay.
Yeah. It's like The Office, Parks and Rec starts a little slow, the first episode and whatnot, but just get through the first season and you're gonna enjoy it. That's when I started liking a lot, not physically, but his comedy. Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
That's when he became one of my favorite actors.
All right, nerds, you've been listening to the Nerd Archive podcast. Make sure you find us on all social media, link in the episode's description. You can listen to us on most podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Now let's get back to the episode.
I heard he was really big.
Yeah, he was chubby, like wasn't that much, and you can see at the end of the seasons, I don't remember which season it was, but maybe the last two, you can see him get fit because he started in Marvel
Gotcha.
at that time.
Yeah, and now he's a household name.
Crazy.
Pretty much.
He was supposed to be only in the first season, on a few episodes, because he's not on every episode in the first season,
Right.
and then he became a regular. Because you should go on YouTube and watch the bloopers. He just he's
I saw
hilarious.
one. It was about the Kim Kardashian joke.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm trying to remember what was the question.
Favorite episode?
No.
Like the question in that
In that video, it was something about the movies or songs with the greatest comeback. And Chris Pratt said, Kim Kardashian, and they're all like, "She what? Kim Kardashian? Yeah, didn't you say come on her back?"
Oh my god.
That was I. And
That's how his bloopers are. Most of the time, it's just hilarious.
That's the thing. I think that's my favorite thing to do is just watch bloopers when it comes to movies and shows. Like
He has a bunch in that.
That's one of the reasons I love Jackie Chan, because all his movies you can see either the bloopers or injuries and things like that at the end. And those are crazy. Those are crazy.
One of the jokes that he does is he was supposed to be at the door, not naked, just in underwear, but he actually played a joke on Amy Poehler, and he was naked when she opened the door, and she's like, I think he got like a warning because when he did that, like from the company
Production.
Yeah,
that's funny. That's hilarious. It's like going back to the question. I think my favorite episode would be in Dragon Ball Super, the last episode of the Tournament of Power. That episode, I Google it on YouTube so I can just watch that last fight. It's insane. As a bookmark? Yeah, it is. It is. And I think that I didn't mention it, but Supernatural.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
You got more than 5, so you gotta delete that.
We still got time, so we can go back to yours. I can put it at the end of the episode. Oh yeah, and just Supernatural.
Yeah, just put it back in you talking. Place it back in the same area.
So
the
Supernatural. Yeah. There's an episode where it's in the beginning seasons when Sam and Dean are fighting Lucifer for the first time. When Lucifer, Michael, and Sam fall into the prison.
Into hell.
Into hell. That episode and the following one, because it's when Sam comes back and he has no soul. Spoiler alert. Because his body came back, but his soul stayed in hell with Lucifer and Michael. Because in the show, Michael's not a good angel.
Non-angels, except for Castiel, who redeems himself halfway through, like the season he's on, learning like
the human way.
The human way, yeah. I also thought that you were gonna go for the episode where Dean's like afraid of everything.
Oh yeah, that's a great episode.
And Sam opens the locker and there's a cat and he's like, ah! For like a minute straight.
That's you see the bloopers, and it's hilarious because he was not supposed to do that. It was supposed to be a quick scream, and he just kept it going. It was funny.
Yeah.
And one scene that I can always watch is Dean dancing to crap. What's that song?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yes, thank you. He's lip syncing the whole song. That one's hilarious.
I'm not familiar at all with that.
No, not at all.
Specific video.
It's on her bookmark. All right. I love this silence.
Silence.
I kill you.
I kill you.
Since we're on this topic, 5 favorite comedians.
Wait, did we go through Justin and Sarah?
No, we didn't actually.
Oh,
Okay.
my bad. I thought
Brother.
it's 5 of us. Normally it's 4.
Yeah, that's still like -2. So what happened?
It is what it is. I don't know. For me, it goes back to again the animated stuff. I mean, like, I agree. I fully agree with Lewis. The last episode of the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super was incredible. I go back to the last 2 episodes of it was either the last 2 episodes or the very last episode of Trigun when Vash is fighting against his brother. Since they both have the same weapon and the same ability, and it's really cool to see those like super powerful characters just using those abilities against each other. And then also the last episode of Cowboy Bebop when Spike is fighting against Vicious, and like they built that up over the course of the series that these 2 characters couldn't die unless it was to each other, and it's exactly what happened at the very end of the final episode. And it was, to be honest, as far as those episodes, I think Bebop, the final episode of Bebop is my favorite among all of them.
I hate to disappoint, but I feel like I don't have a favorite episode of anything, because if I pick a favorite episode of a crime show, that'd be pretty sad.
That's true.
I don't really want to pick like my favorite murder or anything like that. And I mean, my other go-to is Gilmore Girls, and I feel like I love every episode. That's one that I will start it and just watch all of it. And I try and start it like when I'm doing laundry or something, so I don't have to pay attention to it, and I end up with like 3 things folded in front of me, and I've been paying attention to it the whole time. Yeah.
I've been
I'm
forced to
surprised.
watch it.
I'm surprised you never she didn't turn it on today.
No, I felt like I had to focus for real, so I just put on music so that there wasn't anything to distract me. And there's still a pile of clothes.
I think we all have one of those shows.
Oh yeah.
We put it on to try and focus, but then we just completely lose it and sit there and watch episode after episode after episode. And then
No
what you were
matter how
trying to
many
get done in the
times you've
first
seen it.
place, just what now?
No matter how many times you've seen it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I feel that way with the movie Chef. I can put it on as a background sound, and I always end up just sitting down and watching it.
It's a great movie, though.
It is. It's one of those that is. It's a sleeper because not a lot of people know about it, but that it's mainly showcasing the acting because there's no special effects or anything. It's literally a story.
And it was a dream of yours, same
Yeah.
as me. And it gets you, you know.
Mhm.
You
It-
start
it hits
thinking
home.
of what if you did that, you know. But money. Sarah, did you like the last season of Gilmore Girls,
Like the reboot.
like the Netflix stuff?
I started watching it again, like for the second time recently. It's okay, but it's not the same. I feel like it's not the same chemistry after all that time. But I do still enjoy it because they brought back all the same like actors and everything, so it's still
Right.
enjoyable. It's just not
Did
the
it
same.
close the
And then
story for you?
no, they actually left it on an even bigger cliffhanger than they left the original seasons. So, yep.
That's insane. When that's why I'm afraid of when when shows like Attack of the or what is it? Clone
Attack on
Wars.
Titan? Oh, Clone Wars. Yes.
The last episode or the last season was to close out the show. And even though they ended it focusing on the movies, it still left us with, oh crap. Because this is that last season is it's a great way to end it to start Rebels, but I want more from Clone Wars because there's still a gap.
I get it. I think we may. I think, in my opinion, just it's probably not real. We might get a little bit more in that Tales of the Jedi show, but I like the way they closed it. I think it was a really nice. It does leave you thinking a little, well, what happens to them now? But it was a good way to close it, in my opinion. Especially with like Ahsoka and Vader and Rex,
Right.
which you see again in Rebels, anyways. Same
Right,
thing
right,
with
right.
Ahsoka. If anything, Rebels left me more not disappointed, but it left it more open.
Right. What's the last episode of Rebels? Because
So what's the general's name that starts with a T? The blue guy?
General Tenovi.
What is it? It's Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, him. So it ends with Ezra and him on a ship, and then those space whales, basically with tentacles. They get taken into hyperspace while Ezra is still in the ship, and then Ahsoka and what's supposed to be the leader of the Mandalorians. I also forget her name. Oh, Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina is go to look for him, basically. So it stays open. They leave it at like, did they find him? Did they not? What are they going to do afterwards?
I was muted again.
Oh, jeez. I feel like that's something that they're going to revisit when they do the Ahsoka series.
I hope so. I'm also hoping they show Sabrina in live action, and I'm also hoping that they go back to that. There's an episode where Ezra goes into the wall, and it's like the time and space and all that. I'm hoping that they go back into that.
Yes, I hope so. They showed us a lot on there. Is it not the episode where Ahsoka and Vader fight?
Yeah, that's how they show how she survived, basically. It's not the same episode, but that's how they showed how she survived.
Gotcha. But it extended from that episode.
From that episode, yes.
Okay. Because that was for those that watch Kenobi and probably just watched it because it was the hype and you're not a Star Wars fanatic.
Me, okay.
Right. Those. I lost my train of thought.
Those who watch Kenobi.
Talking about Rebels.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm back.
Focus.
The episode where in Rebels where Ahsoka and Vader fight, Ahsoka hits Vader in the mask and you can see his eyes or his eye. In Kenobi, they reference that, and that's how we were able to see the whole apology and all that in Kenobi from Vader. So, for those that didn't watch that, that's why that's there. It's a reference to that.
It's a really good episode too, like really good episode.
Both of them.
Yeah. And Master and Padawan, and Master and Padawan, in both of them.
Right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a great episode.
Great
There's
episode,
a lot of things that we can. That was a hard question. We went into something when I skipped you guys.
Comedians.
Oh, yes. So, since we spoke about comedians, really quick, what are your, doesn't have to be 5, your favorite comedians? And I'm not talking about just stand-up, just movies too. Because I know that Sarah only watches stand up when I'm sitting down watching him.
Yeah, that's true.
So I know Lola is Joe Coy.
And Jeff Fuffa.
Fucking
Jeff
Jeff
Dunham.
Dunham.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
So what?
Oh, and Gabriel Iglesias. So sorry. He's
No,
really
I was
good. You can't leave
I
him
was
out.
gonna tell you to go.
That's it. Jeff Fuffa, Gabriel Iglesias, and Joe Coy.
Dunham.
Dunham. I love Peanut. And I constantly reference On a Steak because of
A jalapeno on a stick.
Yes.
Jose
Jose-
jalapeno on a stick.
Jose Jalapeno on a Stick.
It sounds so much better when you say it.
No, then I wonder why.
Well, yeah, compared to how I can say it.
I saw this video. This dude says, "Hey, spell or tell me a name that starts with an H." And he said, "Jose."
Oh God.
Stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Joe Coy's gonna be here in Daytona.
Yeah. I'm excited about it, even though I'm probably not going to go. Because,
Yeah,
Not somebody I'm familiar with.
he is
Dude.
half Filipino, half white, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
reason I
definitely.
reference that is, yeah, it's because it's a big part of his stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about his mom a lot and his son. That's his main his main show is about his son or mom.
And her
My
pussy.
one of one of my favorite jokes of her is her scolding her child, one of her daughters, because she's like, "You're giving your backpack for free."
She has
Talking about
weird words that she uses.
yeah, talking
Or
about
not-
her
The
kid's
slang, the
vagina.
Filipino slang.
Yeah.
The slang, but their language.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about Joe Coy, one of my favorite like skits that he does is
Is it the
the-
cereal bowl?
no, well, the cereal bowl and when he's on the hoverboard.
That's the one.
Yeah,
With the
no,
cereal
well,
bowl.
I love that one, but when his mom is teaching him how to make rice for the first time, he's like, "Well, Joseph," and this is how he talks when he's making fun of his mom. "Well, Joseph, you're gonna squish it around. If it's cloudy, you throw it away, and do it again. And you're gonna keep going until the water's clear, and that's how you know, Joseph, that the rice is clean." And how much water do I put on it, Mom? This much. That line right there. And he just goes off on it like that he starts screaming that it's the secret of life, how to make rice.
Joseph.
Joseph.
I love it. He's so funny.
Yeah. Yadi.
Yeah, I love Joe Coy, Kevin Hart, Jim Carrey is my top favorite. That's my top 3 right there. Oh, Gabriel Iglesias, I guess
Fluffy.
top 4.
Justin.
Let's see. Mine are more of the classics. Now, I mean, Jim Carrey obviously is somewhat of a classic. Some of his early In Living Color days, and then a lot of his movies between The Mask and Ace Ventura, like peak Jim Carrey, and then let's see, Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You cannot have a conversation about comedians without dropping Robin Williams. Period. Like there's
And we
no
just
way.
did.
Yeah. And then so yeah, there's the one with I don't think I've ever seen any of his stand up. I've only seen a lot. I've seen a lot of his movies. most of his comedy ones. I reference Good Morning Vietnam a lot when I'm doing the memes on Discord. When I
Yes.
wish people
Yes,
good
you do.
morning. Yeah.
His stand-up is funny.
Oh yeah, and I think the one other comedian that like surely stand up that I've seen like incredibly funny. You know, rest in peace as well. To both of them, would also include George Carlin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's another one that's absolutely fucking hilarious, and he was also really good for his brief appearance in what was that Kevin Smith movie, Dogma. That was a really
Dogma.
interesting one. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, you should. It's an interesting one. Kevin
I have
Smith
a
does some
list
really
of things
good
that I need to
comedy.
watch.
Yeah. But yeah, those are mine.
How about you, Sarah?
Probably want me to say Adam Sandler because he's a fellow Jew, makes a lot of Hanukkah jokes and stuff. But I love
And
Jeff
he looks
Dunham.
like your husband.
I mean, you see the resemblance? It's scary.
I do see the resemblance.
Maybe that's why my dad likes him so much. He's like, he might not be a Jew, but he looks like a Jew, and that's fine. Jeff Dunham, I watched all of his specials. And then Blue Collar Comedy. I watched a lot of that growing up. Ron White, Jeff Foxworthy,
Oh, Ron White's
Bill.
really good.
Who is it?
Yep.
Bill.
Emball.
Billingball.
Yes. So a lot of those guys. I grew up in a semi-redneck household, so
Including NASCAR.
that's the thing.
Yeah, so blue collar comedy is one of my favorite because, and all four of them. But my favorite is Ron White for sure.
Yep.
He's just hilarious when he's making his skit about the going on a plane from one place in Arizona to another because his manager doesn't know the globe. And he's talking about how one of the engines fell in this very small plane, and he's been drinking for a while, so he doesn't care. But this dude that's sitting next to him, he's like, hey man, where do you think that engine that's working is gonna take us? And Ron White says, straight to the scene of the crash. Which is pretty handy because that's exactly where we're headed. And they said, and we're gonna beat the paramedics by like 30 minutes, and we're hauling ass.
I love
No,
him. He's great.
he's funny. He's always drinking and smoking cigars,
Yeah.
and his drink of choice is scotch. And you'd see him; he barely drinks water when he's on stage.
Yeah.
And Joe Coy, obviously, he's become one of the elite when it comes to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hart, his up to the last two, I think he peaked the one before the COVID stand up that he had. There was like 6 people in the audience because they were all spread out in tables. That
It was
I think that
supposed
was
to be his house.
Yeah. He said that it was his theater that he has in his house, which is nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Now he brought COVID to home.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Adam Sandler. That's my top. And right after him, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, his stand-up was hilarious. Especially when he would throw himself on the ground for no reason. That was funny. I think that's it. Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
But it gets repetitive with him. He talks about the same things over and over again. So after like 10 stand-up specials, you're like, okay, we get it. They call you Fluffy. I understand.
Okay, but speaking of fluffy comedians, rest in peace, Ralphie May.
Ooh.
He's a good one.
When he said, yo, no, crackers get soggy in the water. That was hilarious. He was watching a movie in the theaters, and I guess these two black girls were in the front, just making fun of this preview. And it was about, I think it was the movie Open Water. Y'all seen that movie?
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no. It wasn't a
I
great
don't know who
movie.
the comedian is either. So
Ralphie May. Oh shit.
He's very funny.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch some of that. We'll watch Parks and Rec if you watch Ralphie May. It's a trade-off.
Take the deal.
since we're talking about comedians, that I don't know, you guys don't know this one, but Luis Raúl
Yes.
is the best comedian of Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah,
So you should watch him.
yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Have you, real quick? Side note. Have you guys seen Chente stand up?
Gente? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
No.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, just as raunchy as Raul.
Same with Kiko Blade is good too.
Hmm.
Kiko Blade is a newer comedian, but he's in that
Oh.
range of Gente. This is for
Oh,
the
I
Puerto
see.
Rican audience, I guess. So, esta parte
Clearly.
la vamos a hablar en español para las personas que pues entiendan.
Just put the subtitles at the bottom.
They don't translate
So
very
they can
well
listen
for
to
us.
the subtitles.
Speaking Spanish, laughing in Spanish.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's her favorite joke.
Yeah. Georgia's you in Spanish.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
If I can't remember them right now, it means that I don't rewatch them. So,
Oh, well.
Superstore. I just watched this. I've seen it only once, but it's good.
Superstore.
Have you seen it?
No.
It ended right after the pandemic, so they did 6 seasons.
Oh. That's a lot of seasons for a comedy show.
Yeah, I mean it was good. You know, it's just one of those that you don't have to pay attention. Stranger Things.
Ooh.
Ooh.
We
How
just
can we
keep thinking.
skip that?
I still need to start watching that.
Yes, you do.
Well, I was gonna bring it up when we were talking about like show finales. Like it's nice because they put out a release that they're actually going to. They planned it from the beginning, so they're only going to have 5 seasons, and there's going to be
Mhm.
like a solid conclusion to the show, which is exciting because we need that.
I agree,
Yeah,
but
they're
also
good.
I feel like they're gonna leave it open just for funsies.
Just to screw with us.
Just to screw. But also, like, look at how many people in this past couple of years have gotten into Stranger Things. I don't believe that they're gonna close it and then not do something more about it.
But that's why they put out the release, was because so many people were getting into it, and then they were
Right.
like, hey guys, we understand that you love it very much, but from the get-go, like, we decided that this was going to have 5 seasons. We have it all planned out. We know it's going to happen. So
Oh no, I meant more so like spin-off.
Mm,
those don't always go so well, though.
I
right.
agree.
I can't think of a spin-off that I can say. I mean-
Isn't that a one going on right now of Game of Thrones, and people
Right.
seem
Oh,
to
House
like
of
it?
Dragons, dude, really good. A lot of
There you
drama.
go. There's one.
But also, I watched Game of Thrones until the last, and I watched the last season, which was shit. Skip it. But this House of Dragons show, it started off just as strong as Game of Thrones did. I don't know if they're gonna fuck it up the same way. Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
One can only hope.
One can only hope. Only one can only. You're my only hope.
Hello there.
Yes.
Right on cue.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I agree. Stranger Things is one of those shows that even though I watched it this right after season 4 ended, it was the first time that I saw the show, and I was thinking about this show for weeks after it ended because I'm like, I can't wait for season 5.
Hey, at least you didn't have to wait for every freaking season.
Every freaking season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the last
Especially
one was
after
split
the
in half.
pandemic.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I told him that it was ironic that we started it like, at season 4. So now we have to wait, what, 2 years or something like that before the 5th
Mhm.
season comes out. And we could have just waited that time and watched it like one very long movie. But I have the soundtrack playing like every single day still since the 4th season came out, and I'll probably still be listening to it by the time season 5 comes out. So I'm still in the Stranger Things mode.
I wish I had a piano and I could play it now. I mean, I have it not plugged in, but
Yeah.
I'll learn how to play it one day.
The way you said that, I thought you already knew.
Yeah, right.
In my mind, I know how to do it, but it doesn't sound like I want it to sound.
I could say the same thing about the guitar I have sitting by my door. I've had it for I don't know how long, and I'm like, I need to learn how to play it. Just I've been too lazy and too busy.
Yeah, Sarah's sister. Sarah's brother
Well,
taught himself how to play the guitar, and he's really good at it.
Nice.
Yeah, he goes to bars, and lately he's been going to bars and playing. So
That's awesome.
yeah, touching on the fact that Stranger Things, they said that season 5 is going to be the last one. I think knowing when your show's going to end is better than the ones that get canceled and they have to rush it.
Yeah, true.
Which I wonder if that's what happened with Game of Thrones. They were told you have one more season.
No,
No.
the showrunners had their sights set on another project that they wanted to get started, which wound up getting canceled. And so they rushed into the final 2 seasons just to get through everything. And by that point, they had already run through all the content that George R.R. Martin had released. So they were just doing their own thing and completely screwed it up. And then, yeah, joke's on you guys. That super dream project that you wanted to work on wound up getting shit canned, and there you go. Fuck you guys for ruining what would have been an amazing show.
Right.
And the thing is, they even had the green light to do 13 episodes. So a lot of the stuff that they were leading up to since they began the show, they could have dragged it out a bit. Like, for example, the Skinwalkers fight. They could have done more than 5 seconds of that. But no, they decided to do it all in one single episode towards the end of the episode. So, what the fuck?
And y'all heard it here. Lola said, "What
You're
the fuck?"
welcome.
She's very passionate about this.
I am very passionate about this. I mean, how many years did I lose on watching this show, waiting for that big grand finale, and then they did it, like I said, in one single episode, not even half of the episode. And that's it. It's like, you can't do all this just to give me shit at the end.
There was so much buildup.
It really was.
And it was just absolute piss poor execution that we got.
Well,
because the showrunners just didn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, they started off the show, the first episode, with like winter is coming, and then they made that their entire thing, and winter came like a fucking cold breeze and left. That's it.
Yeah.
So
fuck you guys. Not you
seriously.
guys, but the showrunners.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about the show. Is like, whenever winter's coming here, that's the thing to say.
Winter's coming.
That's it.
Winter is coming, yeah.
Which, by the way, winter's coming. It's literally...
It's right around the corner.
It's been cool over here, too.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
It's in the 50s, 60s in the afternoon here.
Sounds like fun.
It's beautiful.
It's
Actually,
been
it feels really nice.
it's been in the 60s in the morning, and then
Mhm.
since we're in Florida by noon,
100.
it's like 150 degrees for no reason.
No, it's
Humidity.
fall in Florida, so it's like 85.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, the last few days have been low 80s,
Mhm.
like very low 80s, which is a nice
it was
change
for
of pace
effect.
from the triple
It,
digit.
it was for comedy. Thanks,
Weather.
guys. Thanks,
Brought to you
guys.
by the Nerd Archive.
Yeah.
I'm tired. Shut up.
The way we're gonna do the weather here. It's gonna be cold as shit. It's gonna be hot as fuck. You're welcome.
All at the same time.
And this was Lewis with Tear Factory TV Weather 10.
Just do what I do and stick my arm out the window and kind of shake it around a little bit. See what's doing. That was an accurate presentation of how I check the weather.
For those that watch streamers, she looks like Tim the Tap Man.
Okay.
All right, guys. This was Lewis with Yachty, my beautiful wife, Sarah, Justin, and Lola. This was the Nerd Archive podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you go on all social media, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything that you can search, we're there. Except for
Like all the things.
thank you for joining us again. This was Lewis. I'll see you guys on the next. Deuce.
Bye-bye.